Welcome back, everyone. I am doing a review on a couple different things today. As many of you know, I have a setup for basically offline power. We live in a state with a lot of hurricanes, and power goes out not as often as it used to in the past. But I set up a solution, and I'll put links to the videos so you can see what I'm talking about. But I've got a solution in place that includes an Anker Solix F3800 first version, which is going to come into play in what I'm going to talk about today, and also expansion batteries, and then an inverter generator, and then a charge inverter, and some other things. So anyway, we'll get to this review here. Today what I'm reviewing is some solar panels. The ones you're looking at right here are the JJN 400 watt 16 BB N-type cell solar panels, and then the ones behind are, in my opinion, made by the same Chinese company, but these are from manufacturer or seller Epoch. Same exact 400 watt N-type cell 16 BB panels, and then as you can see, I made some frames for them based on a very nice YouTube tutorial who I will put a link to in the video if you want to make some frames for yours. But it makes them so they are extremely portable, meaning easily to move around the yard. Each one of these systems, like each one of these arrays of panels here, with the panels and the frame and everything, weigh probably around 200 pounds. The panels come in at about 95 pounds for the two panels, and then the wood is nice and solid, and the mounting rails and the wheels and everything, put everything, you know, they add another, I don't know, maybe 50 to 75 pounds. So maybe they're 175 pounds each. I haven't actually officially weighed them, but they're quite heavy if you're trying to, you know, do it manually. So the ability to roll it around makes a huge difference. So the panels themselves are good quality panels that put out about 375 to 380 watts per panel out of the 400. So that gives you a rating about 89 to 90% of the rated value on there. You know, you're rarely going to get 100% of the rated value on panels because of the angle, the time of year, the outside temperature. There's a whole host of reasons why you're not going to get 400 watts on a solar panel that's rated 400 watts, right? They test those in exceptional conditions in a lab somewhere. You're not going to get that outside. But I have gotten, I've had these for about a month, and I've been watching them, and I've been getting a peak of 375, 380 watts consistently from these four panels. The JJNs and the Epoch panels over there, like I said, they seem to me identical builds, other than, you know, the little barcode and the name that's on here. The build quality, everything looks identical on these panels. They look absolutely the same. So I'm assuming they come out of the same factory, and, you know, they just badge them with whichever reseller is gonna resell them. I got them on Amazon. I looked at USA Solar and some other, you know, bulk sellers and stuff, but, you know, they have all kinds of crazy caveats. Plus you have to transport them yourself. And so after running the numbers and everything, I was going to save maybe like $30 a panel or $40 a panel. And since I was only buying four panels, you know, that wasn't going to be that big of a deal. Amazon just ships them directly to your house. And if they're busted up or broken, you call Amazon, and they'll pick them up and ship them back. If you try to return them, it's a different thing, right? If you're returning them just because you want to return them, you're going to have to pay shipping. Anyway, so like I said, the panels themselves provide good voltage for what you're getting, these 400 watt panels. But one thing that I have to tell you is when I started this journey with these panels, because I was using portable panels by Anchor, which are horrible. I would stay away from the foldable panels, regardless of who makes them. The Anchor ones, by comparison, I had two sets of 400 foldable Anchor panels, and I was getting, out of those 800 watts Versa panels, I was getting about 245 watts. Out of, stick with the rigid glass panels, you're going to get much better performance. And once you put them on a wheeled cart like this, you can move them around. But to get the good wattage out of this, you need some good cables, and I'll put these in the video below. But these cables right here are 8-gauge cables, and they're sleeved cables. I got them for a really good deal on Amazon. I've got 6 30-foot sections that are, have MC4 connectors connected together to get me back to my entry point into the house. And when I switched from 10 gauge, and I had unfortunately some 12 gauge in the mix as well too, when I switched all those out and replaced them with 8 gauge, I shot up like 500 watts. So right now I'm getting anywhere from 1100 to 1400 watts with full sun on these 4 panels into my power station. And rated, these 4 panels in a perfect world would give me 1600 watts. So if I'm getting 400 watts, that once again, that puts me at like 89 to 90% of the rated power. That is exceptional for these panels. All right, so let's talk about the frame here real quick. These are heavy. Each one of these is about 43 pounds or so. Each panel is pretty heavy. So these mounts are very important, right? You have to get nice and sturdy mounts and then get them at the right angle. So this will be in the video links where you can get these mounts on Amazon. But whatever mounts you want to get, just make sure that they're sturdy, nice machined aluminum. These are easy to put on. And then the base, like I said, is made from that video that I found on YouTube on how to make this this nice base. But it is very nice to be able to move these around. The wheels lock into place, so you can move the panels wherever you want them, and then lock the wheel in place just like that. Now it's going to lock the wheel so it doesn't turn this way and it doesn't turn that direction either. So the whole base is locked in place. It's not going anywhere. And then another important bit about the little cart here is, leverage. Putting these ropes on the end help you to easily drag and move these around. As a matter of fact, I'll move these around because I need to point them west to get the afternoon sun directly and get more power. So okay, so we're gonna move this guy around here so you can see how easy this is. All right, I gotta make sure that it's unlocked. All the wheels are unlocked. Yep. All right, this one is locked. So I'm not actually moving it. I'm not changing the angle very far. Just going this way, so I'm pointed directly west-ish. But you see that one-handed, I'm just able to move it. Not a big deal. Now, if I was trying to do that, lift this thing up and try to move it manually, forget it. It would take, 2 people at least to do. And then Do the same thing with this other one over here. Make sure that's unlocked. And also I'm not running over the cables. Yeah, that's unlocked. All right, we'll just take this guy and just kind of roll him this way. And that's all there is to it. You're pointed west. So the cart makes it super easy to move. I can lock them into place so they can't be moved by the wind or anything else. By the way, these are bifacial panels. I didn't mention that, but bifacial, for those that may not understand what bifacial means, that they literally have two faces. They have the primary face, which is this side here, and then unlike other panels, there's no backing. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can see the lines here, right? So there's solar cells on the back. There's no white backing or black backing. So any sun that may bounce off the ground, coming down off the ground, will bounce back up. Now, I'm on grass. Grass is going to absorb most of the irradiance from the sun, so it's not going to really bounce up. But if I had my solar panels sitting on this nice light-colored concrete, you would get a lot of irradiance coming on the backside of the panels, and then that would give you additional wattage coming in. So with bifacial panels, it is very possible to go 100, 125% above the rating on the panel. So I could get 410, 425 watts off of these panels easily if I had them, mounted, and I had like white stone underneath or some other light colored material underneath that's bouncing the sun's rays off the backside. But I'm still very happy at getting 90% of the rated wattage off of these panels on a daily basis. It is definitely a huge difference to the measly 245 watts I was getting. Now I'm getting, an average of 1,200 to 1,400 watts for this array of panels. So very happy with it. All right, well, that's pretty much it for this review. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them. I'll answer them as best as I can. Other than that, we'll see you in the next review.